Hello, good morning, Trisha. Good morning, Shubhan. How are you guys doing in this heat? Oh my God. And
As long as we are at home, I think we are doing fine.
it's massive heat, but yesterday also we saw I won't say two heated up games. The KKR game was quite one-off game, but the second one was quite good. We'll discuss a bit about yesterday's game, today's game. Today's one will be a heated up game at Chinnaswamy RCB and CSK, and it's really good that Trisha is wearing yellow and Shubhan is wearing red today. So, and we starting today we have the Sachin at 50 week, and that's a massive thing for our viewers, for our fans. We'll have lots of revelations as we go on, but coming to yesterday's match, Trisha, you were not. I will start with you because you were not there in the post-match show. We had discussed a bit on the matches, but coming to the second match first, we talked about RR's opening partnership, Josh Butler, Yashasvi Jaiswal firing throughout, but yesterday they were not there, but Sanju Samson Hitman stepped up. So a balanced, overall, the most balanced side so far, RR. What do you think?
On paper, yes, but the execution has been a bit of a problem, of course, because see, the problem with Sanju Samson is yesterday he was fantastic, and that is how he bats. But the question is, will he do that in the next match also? Then the next match also? The answer probably over the years has been a big no.
Hmm.
With someone like a Shimran Hetmeyer or a Nicholas Puran, the match they play, you know you're going to win it. But
Hmm.
again, they're not consistent players. You cannot bank on a Shimran Hetmeyer in the sense that he's going to win you 7, 8 matches. He's going to win you 4, 5 impossible matches. But that's about it. I think Dhruv Jurel seems like a very good option as a finisher. But other than that, see, Rajasthan Royals batting lineup, looks absolutely formidable on paper.
Hmm.
On execution, I would say it is still extremely dependent on Yashasvi Jaiswal and Josh Butler, even though yesterday both of them didn't perform and Rajasthan won. Because see, at number three, Devdutt Padikkal has done nothing. See, we had realized the 3-4 will be either Padikkal or Sanju Samson, depending on whether Butler is dismissed or Jaiswal is dismissed, right? But Padikkal has done nothing, because yesterday Padikkal was looking good, and I thought the kind of pitch that the match was played in was actually set up for someone like a Padikkal, but somehow he's not clicking. Riyan Parag, another guy, has been fantastic on the field. I think he saves more runs than making those runs. So overall, the problem is out of top six, four of your batters are not consistent. It is on those two to be consistent. That's the problem.
And the consistent ones did not fire yesterday, but the other others did. So I think when they don't, but the consistent one do. And Rajasthan looks a good, strong team. But Shubhan, coming to you, let's talk about Gujarat's bowling a bit. Mohammad Shami got 3 wickets. Hardik Pandya got one. Rashid Khan two. So your thoughts on Gujarat's bowling yesterday?
I think they missed a few tricks, but of course Sanju batted really well, Hetmeyer batted really well, and the bowlers did their job in taking the early wickets. But Sanju and Hetmeyer, these are the kind of guys when they get going, it's very hard to come back to the match because they are absolute match winners. Sanju Samson has already won you 2 matches. I think it was the first or second game of the season where he scored a half century, took you home. So if Sanju can win RCB say 6, 7 matches out of 14, then I think that's a good season. That's a good season in T20 cricket, and that would be his challenge to do so in the remaining games as well. Hetmeyer has been fantastic. Even the last season, Hetmeyer was so good for RR in that finishing role, and he has continued to do so. But yes, as Trisha said, the Devdutt Padikkal, Lian Parag, these are two guys who are not firing at all, and it's scary once they also start firing. then this RR team will look extremely dominant. They are already dominant, won 4 out of 5 in this tournament so far. So yeah, it's looking really good for RR.
Okay. And Trisha,
And you're
yeah.
forgetting Ashwin as well. The way Ashwin came out yesterday and hit that boundary and six, because Mohammad Shami, remember, Gujarat's best bowler so far on that night. To come out and hit those 10 runs was huge.
And that really these small cameos make a lot of difference in T20 cricket. And 3 balls, 10 runs, it was
Absolutely.
fantastic. And Trisha, you were talking to me about Noor Ahmed, whether bringing Noor Ahmed was a good move in place of Joshua Little. So could you please tell your share your views on that?
Yeah, I thought there was like generally Gujarat. See, you have to also understand that the Gujarat team setup is all pace attack, and
Hmm.
then there is a spinner in Rashid Khan. And yesterday, when Sanju Samson went after Rashid Khan as well, I didn't get the logic of subbing Shubman Gill for a spinner. I thought bringing in Joshua Little would make more sense. Because, yes, I understand left arm wrist spinner is a variety, but the square boundaries is where Sanju was attacking Rashid as well. Probably they were a little shorter, and
Hmm.
Sanju was taking an advantage. And Sanju, in that kind of a mood, spinners were never going to be a lot of trouble, especially on a day when pacers were actually making the ball talk. You should want to get in the Joshua Little, and I think anyway they got in the impact sub a little late
Hmm.
because I think Joshua Little should have come in early and right when the pressure was there with Hardik Pandya and Mohammad Shami bowling the way they bowled. The first change bowlers should have been Joshua Little, and the other surprising factor, of course, was Mohit Sharma not bowling his quota of
Yeah.
overs.
That was we were discussing it last night. Mohit Sharma. Shubham, your thoughts on that? Mohit Sharma's not brought into the
Yeah, it was.
action.
Yeah, it was surprising. Mohit bowled, if I have to. Yeah, he bowled just 2 overs, gave away 7 runs.
Hmm.
It's like LSG not giving the ball to Ravi Bishnoi earlier.
Hmm.
Mohit Sharma has been fantastic, and when a bowler is conceding just 7 runs, why not give him another over? I understand they wanted to bring that surprise package in Noor Ahmed. He also is very similar to Rashid Khan in terms of action, just the
Hmm.
left arm variety he brings to the table. But yeah, I think that's a move that didn't go well. In sport, we always say, if a decision goes well, we praise it. If it doesn't, we criticize it. So that's how it is. It didn't go well for Gujarat. So yes, it will be criticized. Had Noor Ahmed picked up 2 wickets in his 2 overs, we would be praising Hardik Pandya, Ashish Mehra again. So this is the nature of the sport. But yes, I think Joshua Little was a no-brainer there, especially and Mohit Sharma should have bowled 1 more over.
Yes, Trisha, you were adding
Just
something.
just to add to yeah, just to add to it, the thing is, I think Rajasthan Royals had opted to bowl first because there will be dew. The Sanju
Hmm.
had mentioned this, and when there is dew, it is difficult for bowlers to grip the ball, right?
Hmm.
And it is far more difficult for a spinner, that to a
Hmm.
wrist spinner, to grip the
Hmm.
ball and bowl properly when there is dew. And that is where I feel Hardik Pandya probably read it wrong or decided. I mean, the whole team management got it a little wrong that way because it would always be more difficult for Noor Ahmed to,
Hmm.
grip the ball and bowl under those circumstances. I think bringing in Noor Ahmed in a day game would
Hmm.
actually make him flourish. And the wickets that Shubhayan is talking about, we will see that because spinners, it's a simple thing that they will try to attack the spinners and
Hmm.
you will get the wickets. But again, as I said, you have to keep everything in mind. Anyway, the pitch was not turning.
Hmm.
There was due. Everything was against that poor kid. So yeah, I think that's where they went wrong. And the other thing with Mohit Sharma's slower ones, when just 6 or 7 runs are left in the last over, why would you give it to Noor Ahmed? Another poor call. I mean, even if say Mohit Sharma didn't finish his quota of overs, that last over should have been bowled by Mohit Sharma for sure.
And as we talk about a particular bowler, Mohit Sharma, given more overs, another such incident comes to my mind in the in the first game. Arjun Tendulkar, we were talking. He had been the talk of the day yesterday because I don't know whether any other debutant will catch that kind of attention or not, but that Tendulkar name at the back says a bit more. Shubhar, I'll come to you. You have seen him in the domestic also. 2 over 17 runs he gave, but do you think he could have been given another over because the other two bowlers, Jansen and Meredith, were expensive bowlers for Mumbai? What do you think?
I think he- I understand why they didn't give him another over, especially at the death because his pace is not that high. He's still late 120s, 128, 129, and that pace is extremely dangerous when we are bowling against some of the best finishers of the game, and it would have meant that Arjun Tendulkar would be going up against Andre Russell at the death. So that is something which you don't want a youngster to go through on his debut match. Had Andre Russell smashed him for three, four sixes, then Arjun Tendulkar, I don't think he would have gotten another game in this IPL. But a good debut, run up is still something which I feel Arjun can work on. But a decent debut. He was swinging the ball away, troubled in his first over, but then Venkatesh, as soon as he saw the ball swinging, Venkatesh stepped out and started to take him down. And that is why I think had he been a late 130 candidate, I think he would have gotten another over in yesterday's match. But late 120s against Andre Russell is a big no. So I understand why they didn't give him the ball.
Okay. Well, Trisha, we have another match to discuss today's match. But before that, let's hear your thoughts on Arjun Tendulkar's performance yesterday, and of course Venki Ayers and his 100
Well,
went in.
well. First talking about Arjun Tendulkar, I think any youngster who's making a debut, let's forget the surname for a bit. Any youngster making a debut, 2 over 17 runs in the power play against batters of Venki Iyer. See, Venki Iyer in T20s, especially in IPL, is a dangerous candidate. So, um, what I liked was the shape he got while bowling. I think I am not too worried about the pace because we have to remember that he's not a bowler as such. He's a all-rounder. When you talk about all-rounders, then we haven't yet seen him batting. So we don't really know if he's a bowling all-rounder. And I'm not going by
He's a bowling
domestic.
all-rounder. He's a bowling
I
all-rounder.
know, I know. In domestic he is, but then Shubhan, that doesn't work in IPL. It's a different ball game in IPL. So that is where, I think we should wait. We should be a little more patient and let him carve his own niche. Uh, 2 overs for 17 runs and then Cam Green. I think that was planned. I think they knew that they wanted 2 overs out of Arjun and 2 overs out of Cam Green, and they did so. As far as his speed is concerned, I feel once he's more comfortable, he will eventually. I know pace generally decreases with age, but I do feel, there will be because now he will train under international coaches. He will train under, and he will train beside international players. So he'll only improve from this point. But yes, as Shubham said, a very promising cricketer. I hope he gets a long rope because that is important for every single player to get 5, 6, 7 matches. Now coming to Venkatesh Iyer, I think Venkatesh Iyer has played these kind of innings, especially the way he turned KKR's fortune last season, and in the match against RC, no, not RCB, when KKR was chasing. the match where Gujarat Titans.
Gujarat,
There also
Gujarat.
yeah,
Yeah.
there also he got a 50. So see, Venki Iyer's best part about Venki Iyer is he's a very gutsy player. It's one thing to hit fours and sixes. The other thing is to come out of the track, hit boundaries. In T20s, you will see players who can do that are more successful. Be a little more gutsy, and it could go all wrong. You might go like, what the hell was he trying to do? But he does that well, and I think yesterday was a superb 100. Though though I was quite sure that MI was going to get the target
And
because
the
yeah, at
problem is,
Wankhede, at Wankhede, defeating Mumbai Indians is a big, big, big task.
and especially for
especially when
KKR.
you are six.
Exactly.
And I think the one of the main problems of KKR is that the wins they got, it was a one man show, more or less one man shows, because as a team they are yet to perform as a collective unit. But let's see what happens going forward. I really want to see Jason Roy and Diton Das getting some chances in the future matches. But
Both won't get, no?
no, no,
Jason Roy gets when
yeah,
Ritan does
yeah,
that doesn't.
yeah, that's all. But I
For
want to
that, they
see.
will have to drop either the overseas pace bowler from
Uh,
Saudi or Lockheed, whoever. Yeah, to fit in good.
but
Yeah,
Trisha,
Lockie Ferguson has been in poor form. Sorry.
Yeah.
but coming, let's talk about a bit of today's match, and we have the discussion on Sachin at 50. Uh, RCB CSK always are very, Virat Kohli, Dhoni, and a bit
Southern
talked
Derby.
about. Yeah. Yesterday, Bharat mentioned the name. You remember, Shubhan?
Kaveri Derby. Kaveri
Kaveri
Derby.
Derby. Yeah.
Kaveri
Kaveri,
Derby.
Kaveri Derby. Yeah. So expectations from the match, gentlemen. Shubhan and then Trisha.
Going to be a good match. It's always RCB versus Chennai is always a good match. Let's see. I'm looking forward to how Virat Kohli plays. He has been in good touch.
Hmm.
So continuation from that is the key, and looking forward to see him play well against Chennai Super Kings, and after the match, those visuals of Kohli and Dhoni chatting together, that would be fun.
Yes,
I think
Trisha.
even before the match, the moment Dhoni comes,
Yeah,
Kohli
yeah.
will go and give a hug. It, they are like brothers. Uh, and Kohli has the highest regards for Dhoni, of course. He doesn't shy away from mentioning that. The match, obviously, it would be great because if you see not only Kohli, the good part is Kohli, Faf, Max,
Hmm.
all of them are in good form. The problem begins once these three are gone. That is where the problem begins. And I, I think Dinesh Karthik, is not even half of Dinesh Karthik this season. Mm, maybe I don't know. I mean, possibly we need to look at some other options. But other than that, I think what has not been mentioned, because of course at times when you have big names, you
Hmm.
forget mentioning the small ones. I think yes, Virat has been fantastic this season, but the MVP for RCB so far has been Mohammad Siraj. The way he has bowled has been outstanding. And if anybody had told me before the start of IPL 2023 that Mohammad Siraj was going to bowl this well, this consistently, I would have not taken them seriously.
And I we hope to see a match of high scoring match at Chinnaswamy, 200-ish
Yes, but I
match.
don't want it to go to the last over. RCB matches, I don't want them to go to the last over. Let them be one sided, please.
No, but for we have a question, Kaushik. RCB need to look at the combination a bit more. So many players who bat and bowl. That I have someone like Suyash Prabhu Desai instead of Anuj Rawat batting first.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
I
So, but
think
agree. I agree. That-
last match, I thought the impact sub was a little, honestly, a little weird because Anuj Rawat is a top order batter. You cannot bat a top order batter suddenly and make that person a finisher because it's a very specific role. Top order batting, finisher, these are very, very specific roles. And somehow Anuj Rawat doesn't suit a finisher's role. Yes, you can of course say I think he somewhat helped in turning the match around, getting the Prithvi Shaw run out. He's fantastic on the field. Nobody is denying that. But I still feel if RCB is batting first, then do think that Suresh Prabhu Desai is a better option.
Okay. And Trisha, we have another thing to discuss, a big thing coming this week, Sachin at 50. We have the promo, we'll discuss about it, but let's see the promo first and then talk about what it is. So, Shopner, can we please have the promo? I think it got stuck, some network issue. We did not have the promo, but yes, we'll play it on our social media. So it's coming up right up next. But Trisha, you have been working on this. Let's reveal it, the documentary that we will be playing throughout. So how was it? Sachin, I know you are a huge Sachinist and got to work in a Sachin documentary. So talk to me about the experience.
Three words: dream come true. You know, have have grown up seeing him do wonders on the field, and have grown up crying whenever he got out. I think most of us have done that, crying when he got out, stopped eating or stop. I remember, my whole house would look at me and think what sort of drama is happening because I would rush out of the room and create a ruckus if he got out early. Uh, as Sania Mirza has said, the kind of pressure he has handled because see what is happening to Virat, and I'm not comparing them at all. When Virat scores a 50, we are like, yeah, 50 to hai. I mean, come on. And it was like that for Sachin at one point. There was
Hmm.
at one point he has carried the batting lineup on his shoulder, and I have for me he has been God. And even when I used to go for my school exams, I had this poster of him which most of us 90s kids had, and I would go and pray to him that, oh, you know what, I know I haven't studied enough, but please ensure that I get good marks. And of course, I'm glad that I got to work on Sachin documentary. And the most interesting part of the documentary, Rohan, is the fact that it's straight from the horse's mouth, and in this case, it's straight from the God's mouth. When God is talking about Himself and His life experiences, honestly, when I heard obviously we had to select the audio that we will be putting up because it's just 40 minutes. And I'm saying just 40 minutes, but obviously I had to go through about 90 to 100 odd hours of audio, and it was fascinating. It was fascinating. I was getting goosebumps. And if you ask our editor Orko, you will also get to know, in between I was getting all emotional, and he was like, okay, what's happening? So yeah, I think it every time he talks, it brings in all the memories and nostalgia, and I can say only one thing, that I can actually see him playing even now. I don't mind. I can see him back when he's 50, 60, 70, because I would still um, I will still admire him. So working on anything related to him, on the book, on the documentary, was just a dream come true. I mean, I think I've probably lived for working on something related to Sachin Tendulkar. And I hope I can do something bigger, because I have proposed something bigger to Boria.
Shubhain, you can feel Trisha's emotions regarding Sachin, and I'm sure you have lots of emotions regarding Sachin as well. We throughout this week we will have the Sachin week. Lots in store for the viewers. We are having a surprise for you coming up. So do follow our social media handles. But let's end with Shubhan's thoughts on Sachin at 50 week. What are you expecting? And give us a fond memory of Sachin Tendulkar before we end.
Sachin is an emotion. Sachin Tendulkar, as Risha said, so many memories. I mean, all our childhood, it's all about Sachin Tendulkar. Now that we have entered our 30s, now Arjun Tendulkar is coming. But uh, throughout our growing years, it was Sachin Tendulkar, and so many memorable knocks. We used to play for a century. We used to play for India's win. Sachin Tendulkar out, matlab TV off. That was Sachin Tendulkar, and yes, so many memories. If I I can keep going on about Sachin and other legends of that team. Incredible,
And today 7 p.m. we will have Sachin Adda. So do keep
right?
an eye on our social media handles. And uh, starting today, Sachin at 50, a massive series coming up. So for our viewers, do watch that. Uh, card quotes from top top notch personalities both in sports and corporates and all on Sachin Tendulkar. We have a thing for the viewers, for the fans, for the Sachinists like Jishan, Shubhan, and me. But unfortunately, we won't be getting to participate in that. But that's what life
I
is.
will try. I will try.
But
But
okay, so
can I say something?
yeah,
Before you end, maybe I end the show.
yeah, sure,
Sorry, I'm taking over.
yeah,
But when it's Sachin, it is. Sachin Tendulkar in the 24 years of his career has given us loads and loads of times to celebrate, to be delighted. I think it's time we gave something back to him. All we have given to him throughout his professional career was the kind of pressure, the kind of um, we have loved him, we have prayed for his runs, yes, but it has never really reached him, right? So this is the time when we can actually express and show him how much he means to us. And yeah, Revsportz is doing something special for the fans to ensure that their messages reach Sachin Tendulkar. So do keep tuning into Red Sports and keep a watch to our social media handles as well.
okay. So thank you. That's all for now. Thank you, Trisha. Thank you, Shubhan, for joining. We'll be
Thank
back.
you.
I will be back at 7 p.m. today.
Absolutely.
Time.